Today we're going to talk about annual and quarterly themes and how effective that can be to drive better results in your company and make morale and enjoyment of your team improve at the same time. The whole question here is really, first of all, you got to be sure on what is your number one priority for the year. The problem with most companies is they have 4, 7, 28 priorities, and that's real tough. To nail down and get down to your number one priority is the place to start. And once you know that, then you can engage the rest of the company in this. As you see on the screen, there's all kinds of things. If you were to ask different people in the company, what could be the priority? It could be the clown, it could be the monkey, it could be the bicycle wheel, the balloon, all kinds of stuff on the screen. Those could be your priorities. And as a team, what you want to do is zoom in on the 3 or 4 things that actually make the biggest difference in the company. The unfortunate part is usually they're not quite as exciting as the colorful things you see, but they're important and they will add the most value. And then the key is to zoom in on them and forget the rest. And then absolute mastery is to pick that one that I mentioned earlier and really zoom in and get people aligned to that one thing. So if you talk to Jack Stack in his book, Great Game of Business, or in the Rockefeller Habits methodology, there's this concept of the critical number and knowing that one number that will indicate you've improved in that most important area. You know, a KPI or something you can measure on a weekly basis that actually proves the improvement. And the idea is you want to set different levels of success. You know, lots of people will use red, yellow, or green levels of achievement to sort of say this is the minimum, this is what we'd like to achieve, and this is absolutely crushing the goal. And Patrick Thien in his book, Execution Without the Drama, talks about something called super green, which is exceeding the expectation. And in those situations, you should have an extra special award or reward because you did something well more than expected. Point is to know your number and set the goals you're aiming for in terms of improvement. And then you want to have 2 or 3, what we call in Rockefeller Habits, called the rocks, that drive that critical number, that help actually make the improvement you want. And then in a company, you might have 1 or maybe 2 other goals or rocks, as we would call them, that would help improve the company that year, that don't actually help drive that number, but they're just important stuff that's got to happen. And then the challenge is, and as we say here, is the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing here really is that critical number and making sure we don't lose focus of it. We easily get distracted and start focusing on other interesting or shiny or urgent things and lose track on that number one priority. And that's why you have this thing called a theme. That's where you take that number and make sure people are continually focused on it. And we want to take it from the leadership team all the way to the front lines because that's where the work happens. You know, one company I work with, and they have over 3,000 people. And when everyone in the front lines understands that number one number, magic happens. And the improvement you can make is unbelievable. So there's a few examples here of critical numbers that I've seen work really, really well. The third one there is called Route 66. And that's a company that took their cash conversion cycle, or how much money it took to operate the company, and took it from 3 months working capital down to 2 months or 66 days. Why do we pick Route 66? Well, it's fun, and we can have a lot of fun reinforcing that in the company. But what that means is they, in their case, they collected their receivables a lot faster and also got the invoices out quicker. Another one here, 57 new friends. It's a company whose the most important objective was to get 57 new clients. Everybody in the company knew about it, and they all helped. And this is a business-to-business environment, so that one made sense. On the next page here, we have here one is called Gone in 30 Minutes. It's a company that realized they wasted a ton of time in long, useless meetings, and they wanted to have every meeting completed in 30 minutes. And there was a couple meetings that were exceptions, but that was the goal of the company, to get mastery with meetings. And then down at the bottom is a company in Ireland that did the theme called Bin It. And the idea was to eliminate 845 wasteful actions. And what they did, and the company is called CityBin, and the CEO, Gene Brown, brilliant guy, they realized that there's a lot of waste in the company, but eliminating waste is hard to do. So they made it simple. They said every person's job was once every week, 13 weeks in a quarter, everyone had to come up with 13 ideas that would either eliminate 15 minutes of wasted time in somebody's week or 15 euros in someone's week. So that it was either time or money eliminated out of someone's regular routine, and that compounded to be 845 ideas. Is incredibly helpful. Another company in Canada did a similar one. They called it CCT 360. And they came up with 360 ideas. Same concept, just stripping out waste. The point is rallying everyone around one number that has a huge impact across the business. The key here is that we're all incredibly busy with all the stuff that's happening in our business in our day. And if we don't carve out time to work on these high priority projects, it seems to be that the best time is first thing in the morning. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it at home in the evening. If we don't carve out that time, these things don't make progress and we don't move the company ahead like we'd like to. So the key here is, what is your number one priority for your company? And number two, how can you get everyone in your company involved in helping to move that priority ahead? I wish you well. Have a great day.